I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
We've moved. I am now in an alternate location.
I am more than aware of this. Yes,
yes, you were intimately involved in the process. Yes, as it turned out. Yes, indeed. No, we have the much trailered move has occurred, and here we are.
Yeah, it's good that we've told everyone because they will have been on the edge of their seat.
People, yeah, absolutely. This episode's going to get listened to a lot, within that first hour or so, because people are going to be very, very, very interested to know what's
this is hot off the press. This, reasonable success, I would say. Certainly the bit I was involved in.
I think we did very well on the bit you were involved in. The days after that were less well organised, and there was a bit of a last minute rush. But when is there not when you're moving house? I mean, let's be honest, none of us can do it properly.
No one's ever leisurely moved house.
No,
that's not a thing.
It doesn't happen, does it? No, indeed. But nevertheless, here we are with nearly all our possessions in one piece, and all was well.
It was. I mean, there was a real risk of someone damaging themselves with a certain shelving unit that you decided that let's not leave this in the old house. Let's take it with us. And, oh, you bastard!
Yeah, well, I genuinely didn't know quite how substantial it was.
That's without doubt the heaviest thing I've ever had to move.
Well, it would have been easier if I'd said to you, "Yeah, you see that car over there? Should we move that without actually driving it?"
Yeah, it didn't look as solid as it felt, did it?
No, it didn't. And having witnessed its installation, it didn't seem that bad then either. I'm not suggesting it's got heavier over the years, but
no. But yes, it was a. I mean, we're saying a shelf. We're not doing it justice. It was a big shelf. It's like good 3 meters long.
Yeah, it covered an entire wall of the kitchen. Yes.
Yeah, and
it's a big thing. We had it custom made.
And when we're talking weight, we are in the 3 figures of kilograms.
Well, let's be honest. It took 3 of us to just about move it in very small increments.
Yes.
It took quite a while.
Yes. Well, yeah, we knew it was going to be a problem when 2 of us. I dealt with the fixings on the wall, didn't I? And then you and I got under it to lift it and thought, oh, God, no, surely I mustn't have undone the fixings properly.
Yes.
Oh, no, as it turns out, I did. It was fine. It was just that heavy that 2 people couldn't move it.
That heavy. No, because we tried it on our own. We'd figured out how it was attached. We figured out how we needed to lift it off. Yeah, and at that point when we attempted to lift it off, oh, dear.
Nothing happened.
No, we're going to die if we try and do this.
I'm glad it didn't let go. I'm glad we didn't lift it enough for it to just unlatch, because that would have been that hospital job. That
I think you would. Both of us. I would have been the end of that.
Yeah, written off before the day had even begun.
Yeah, the task number 1 ruined. However, we managed it, and after that, everything else seemed quite straightforward.
Everything else was a breeze, even your American-style fridge freezer, which, I mean, a bit awkward, but in the grand scheme of things, I would rather lift 5 of those than that poxy shelf.
Yes, I agreed, even though we had to modify a door to get it through. In this this property is older than the property we moved out of, and it turns out the doors are a different size. But aside from that, that all went in and is working beautifully. So that's
splendid. Fine. Yes, lots of tools are required, weren't there?
We did well, but I think it was. Yeah,
it is what it is,
all right, isn't it?
And Good bit of van action as well.
Now we do need to touch on that, don't we? Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. There was some time in a vehicle. Yes, indeed. Yes, hired a Luton box van with tail lift. Yes. And that did us proud.
It did. I mean, as it turns out, I brought Kaylee's van too for odds and sods.
You did,
but the main move day was all tackled with French vans.
It was a Peugeot, as it turned out.
Yeah, Peugeot Boxer, wasn't it?
It was.
And a Citroen Berlingo. So all from the I was almost going to say PSA group, but it's Stellantis now.
No, sorry, I mustn't do that. Yes.
Wrong podcast.
Yes, indeed.
It's an involuntary reaction now. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
It is. It is, much like several other phrases that we won't get into. But yes. It worked fine, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You had a little too much fun with the tail lift, but...
But that was good. That was good fun. It was. I'll pop myself on the tail lift, and then you operate the buttons to elevate me.
Adam goes up. Adam comes down. Yes.
Well, I was doing important work. I was
sitting on a dining chair at one point, going up into the air. Yes, but
I did excellent organising of the van and securing of items.
Oh, you did. You had fine ratchet strap action there.
I was all over that.
Yes, absolutely. No, that went well, and I got to drive it, which was a new experience. Never driven a Luton before. That was all fine.
I couldn't fault your operation of it. I was most impressed with the tight driveway manoeuvring.
It was a little bit difficult at times, wasn't it? Yes, I had to do some hasty pruning at the old house to get it to be able to turn around.
Yep.
Saw a lump off some trees. This end was also not the easiest to manoeuvre in and out of, but with Matt shouting behind me, we soon got it sorted.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, there's nothing like a tall man shouting at you to get things done.
It was good then.
So that was good. Yes, we nailed all that. And I was going to say that we sort of got away unscathed. I woke up the next day not feeling too used and abused, but I know that you've alluded to the fact that in the subsequent days of sort of mopping up and tidying up and having a good old clean of the old place, you've managed to damage yourself in some way.
I did sustain an injury. Yes, that is true.
I need to know whether I need to be chuckling. So you need to. That's all I know at this point. So I'm very.
Yes, I haven't told you about this because it happened after you had departed the operation. So,
A, I want to know what's happened, and B, how it happened, because the how might be the funny bit.
Oh, well, the how was utter stupidity, really. A bit of bad luck, but yes. Perfect. Entirely.
That's what I was really. That's really what I was hoping for.
What you were hoping for, yeah absolutely.
Good.
Well, we'd hired the van, obviously, and this particular hire company, they give you a key so that you can take the van back at any time, even if their office is closed. You take it back in the middle of the night if you want. You get a key to open their gate. You can drive it into their yard, park it up, shut the gates up, lock the padlock, and pop the keys to the van into a strong box that's on the gate.
Fine.
So you get convenience. So you can drop it off any time, whether they're there or not, which was great. So we decided to drop it off rather than getting up stupid o'clock early on the Tuesday mornings. It was the bank holiday weekend. We decided to drop it off on the Monday evening. We thought, well, that seems to make sense. We're not going to be doing anything with it overnight. So we'll take it back. So I did that. That was fine. Unlocked the gate, took the van in, parked it up, had a quick walk round, make sure everything was all fine. It was. Had the same fuel in it as when I picked it up, which was kind of luck.
Cool.
But yes, that. Yeah. Indeed, yes. And went back to shut the gates, lock up, and off we went. And Dawn had followed me in the Puma to take me back home, so that was all fine. these gates on this particular yard were quite strong, shall we say, quite industrial, because it's a yard full of commercial vehicles. So obviously they want it nice and secure. The sort of gates you could drive into and they wouldn't move, that sort of thing. Yeah. The ones with the serrated metal at the top and the bottom.
Oh yeah, nice.
Those big industrial gates. Yeah.
No messing.
So, no messing. So I'd shut the first one, fine. Shutting the second one, and in my defense, I was pretty knackered by this point.
I'll be the judge of whether you can use that in defense.
Will you?
Yeah, I'm liking where this is going already.
Yes, it was a gate-related incident. So I was closing the second gate, stupidly pulling it behind me, which I know is not the thing to do, but that's what I was doing. Sudden gust of wind, which then sort of hit me from behind, and sort of it hit the back of my ankles and trapped my feet between the bottom of the gate and the gravel of their car park.
My goodness!
Yes, which pushed me over straight over on the flat on the face down on the gravel, with my feet kind of bent in half, trapped underneath the bottom of this very heavy gate. So there I was, flailing about a bit. Dawn, who'd been turning the Puma around, realised something had gone wrong. She thought my back had gone and I'd fallen over. She didn't realise I'd been hit by the gate. So there I was in quite a lot of pain because the bottom of this gate had dug into the back of my ankles.
Oh, hang on. No, I'll save it. You carry on.
Yeah. So, I mean, my initial reaction was have I broken both my feet or my ankles or something like that? I mean, I thought it was, in that moment you think is quite serious. Anyway, Dawn parked at the Puma, realised something was wrong, came rushing over, was trying to help me out from under this gate. I managed to pull which foot? I managed to pull my right foot out of my trainer and get it on the ground, which enabled me to sort of push myself more upright, which gave me enough strength to push back on the gate and drag it off of my left foot.
I see.
And get free because it was too heavy for Dawn to push, and she was obviously afraid she was going to do me more damage. So I managed to push the gate back and get it off my left foot. My left foot, sort of above the ankle, has lost most of the skin, and both feet are very, very badly bruised. So I've had a limp for a week now. It was very painful.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It was very painful, but stupid. I realised that I should have not been closing the gate like that. That was silly. I mean, it wasn't a particularly windy day, but obviously it's a big gate. The wind can take it. And it was just stupid. One of those things, a few seconds mistake, and it gets you. But fortunately, no lasting damage. Just badly bruised and
just a good anecdote for the podcast of shutting a gate on yourself.
Well, exactly. So let that be a lesson to everybody. They need to shut gates with them, in front of them, not behind you, because that was quite frightening. I have to admit. In the moment, I mean, afterwards, I was, "Oh, you silly tit! What did you do that for?"
Yes,
but in the moment, you don't know in that second what you've done.
You think you've properly buggered it.
Yeah, I thought, am I lying here with 2 broken ankles, or what? What's going on? But fortunately, anyway, it'll make something for the good Christmas party and the CCTV video.
Oh, I was just thinking that. Yeah, check out this tit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, look at this one. So.
What I almost blurted out in the middle of that was because it almost went partridge there, didn't it? It did. It was almost. I'll pierce my foot on a spike.
Bike.
Yeah, it was so close.
It was. I never thought of that. You're right. It was very close.
I'm sorry. I understand it was painful, but that's where my mind went.
Yeah, you're right. It's that sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Although he was climbing over a fence, whereas I had the key. But
that doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't. I did indeed pierce my foot on a spike. Yes.
Well, that's the name of the episode dealt with, isn't it?
I didn't.
Fucking hell.
Perfect. There you go. See, I can laugh about it now. I didn't have to go and deliver a speech at a conference, though, so that was okay. I could just limp back to the Puma and collapse in the passenger seat and be driven home.
No, he didn't have to hand out grotty party bags to everyone. Oh, it's a good paper. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, all of that.
Oh, for goodness sake! Right,
and I wasn't sick out the window either, which is also a bonus. So,
yeah.
No, it's a stupid mistake, but I did injure myself returning a higher value. There you go. Yeah.
Well done, you.
Oh, that was just what I needed when I had another 3 days of moving to get with. And it slowed me down a bit. Fortunately, it didn't affect me driving. I thought it would.
True.
But it didn't.
Grateful of an auto, though, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that did make things... yes, that did make things a bit easier. But, yes. I think the fact... And Phil agreed, because he helped us dispose of a washing machine.
So he came to see you while you were in pain still.
He did, and I explained the situation to him, and he said, well, it's probably going to heal quicker because you've had to keep moving and keep walking on it rather than just, laying it up. But
it sounds like he didn't laugh enough about it, if I'm honest.
No, he was very sympathetic, actually, unlike your good self.
I see. This is my fault.
Well, obviously, to my face, where he might be different separately, I don't know.
Oh, true. Maybe if before this episode goes out, see if I can grab him on his own, see if he takes the piss.
Just run it past him a bit.
Yeah,
but he was quite sympathetic when we were together, but we were sat in a car together, so he probably wouldn't be too bad. But anyway, check that out.
I think what I might have been doing was, if I were there and witnessed, I probably would have been straight down the van hire place, knock on their door and go, right, if I give you the timestamps, you look it up on the CCTV, we'll go halves on the U-beam framed fee.
You'd split that with them, would you? That's nice.
Yeah, I'm not a monster.
It's out there somewhere. Someone's got that on video.
Oh, that's going on. Oh, we're going to have to just keep our eyes peeled on YouTube. Maybe do a few save searches, see if we can get that to come up.
I'll sue.
For what?
I'll think of something.
Oh, no. You're going to have to get creative, I'm afraid.
Sue everybody. Peugeot for their awful tail lift, or whoever made the gates. Or so I'll come up with the gravel manufacturer. I'll come up with something.
What's poor Peugeot got to do with it? You'd park the van.
Yeah, well, they were there.
Oh, dear.
To be fair, you don't usually need too much of an excuse to sue a French car manufacturer.
No.
Let's be honest.
They'll just shrug. They ain't paying. Don't worry.
Horrible cars. Yes.
No, we do it disservice. The French vehicles did us proud.
Yeah, no, they did. To be fair, they did.
Yep.
As did your good self and Matt and Phil. You all pitched in and did sterling work, and we're very, very grateful.
No bother at all. I would have been more cross if I was injured at the end of it myself, but I maybe a bruise on my leg, but I really can't moan about that. I may have bumped into something. Oh well.
Yes, it happens.
Yeah. It didn't stop the leg functioning. I didn't shut a gate on it or anything stupid like that.
No, who would do something silly like that?
Right. Yes, but I didn't shut it on you. You did that yourself.
True.
Shall we cover something car related?
Oh, we probably should. Yeah, well, that was vaguely vehicle related. We had time in the vehicle together, and I drove a large thing.
You did. Well done, you. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some bits of news around. We could probably have a chat over.
Yeah. Go on, then. What you got for us?
Well, a couple of things here that I think are going to annoy you, and they're always fun.
Oh, good. Poke Grandad. Lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Well,
it's
then, what
been
you
about
got?
me, hasn't it, so far? So we need to move it on. There, you may have seen this. There is a new Toyota Century. Exactly.
That couldn't have been better timed if it was tried. I don't know if I could have made a better noise myself. Yes.
No, that was.
I've seen it.
Yeah. A hybrid SUV.
Oh, just what is the point?
I knew you'd be pleased.
I like a Toyota Century.
We all do.
But I don't like that.
No, horrible, isn't it?
It's just what is bloody hell.
Yeah, get used to that.
I'd suggest you feed that cat sharpish.
That had nothing to do with me.
But yeah, this new Century, and I choose my words very carefully, can get in the fucking sea.
Yeah, that was chosen very carefully.
Yeah.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah.
I thought you'd say that. And I know a car like this is all about the interior, particularly for China, or Japan, sorry. But it's horrible.
Bloody horrible. It's
really
Cullinan horrible.
It is Cullinan. That was the first thing that I was in mind of, was the Cullinan.
Yeah.
I mean, the interior looks quite comfortable, and I suppose that's what it's about, and that's the sort of buyer it's aimed at. It's not aimed at the owner driver, is it? It never was.
No. I don't care. I don't care. It needs to go away almost immediately, if not before.
It's a brand new 3.5 litre V6.
Terrific.
Yeah. I knew you'd be pleased about a new Century.
The only saving grace is, I mean, before we were always sort of annoyed because you never see them here.
Yes.
Whereas you'll never see that one here, but you won't be annoyed about it.
You won't. No, that's true.
So
no, it won't be. It won't be here. If it was here, it would be £135,000.
Who's paying that?
Yeah, well, yeah. Presumably, someone in Japan will. Some captain of industry who wishes to be chauffeured around. Emphasizing the hybrid badge on the back so they can do a bit of greenwashing. I'm sure that'd be popular. What do they call it? Virtue signaling. I think that is a prime candidate for virtue signaling.
Yeah. No. All right. You've angered me. The trouble is, I was going to say, I don't think that's the isolated incident, is it?
It's not. This one, I am more annoyed about as well, because this is really disappointing.
Why do I think I know where this is going?
You may have seen this yourself, because we do tend to look at the same sort of news sites.
Go on then.
But the boss of Mini has announced that there will be no more Minis with a manual transmission.
Oh, this is not what I was expecting.
Okay, yeah, they've said from now on it's auto only for the Mini. Obviously, the electric version would be, but even the petrol versions will be automatic only. There will be no manual option for the Mini.
Utter stupidity.
If there was ever a car that needed to keep its manual transmission, it's the Mini. I don't understand that at all. I mean, how many auto Minis are they selling anyway? I mean, surely there isn't a big market for that.
Do you know what? I really worry. I mean, because you see a lot of Minis.
Yeah.
But I don't pay. I mean, you see them on the road, not enough to peer in through the window and going, "Ooh, what are you waggling in your hand there?"
Mm.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But you know what I mean. I've not
Yeah.
paid enough attention. Maybe,
No.
maybe it. But
I think when we've touched on this before, the death of the manual transmission, but they're doing it even not in the. I mean, the electric one, fair enough, doesn't need it. But if they're doing it in the petrol one as well, I don't get that. If there's ever a car that needs to keep its manual gearbox, I don't understand that at all. And I cannot believe that the auto is the dominant one they're selling, but maybe it is.
Don't worry.
The whole character of it is based around its manual gearbox.
Yeah, I mean, I get into ours and it gets thrashed through the gears.
Yes, always
And
did.
I
That's
enjoy
what it's
that.
all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's why the petrol bill on it is obscene.
Well, indeed. But
it does live at about 6,000 quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yes.
Yeah. And it thanks me for it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the sort of car that you do take by the scruff of the neck. But yeah, manual only from now on.
Good.
Sorry, auto only from now on.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That did piss me off. I hadn't seen it.
I knew it would.
Now I know about it. I'll be cross about it. I'll go indoors later and moan to Kaylee about it, and she'll look at me funny.
I bet for that there's going to be a lot of aftermarket conversions.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of aftermarket modding going on for the Mini anyway. There always has been, classic and BMW. Someone will do a manual conversion for one of those. I bet you very quickly, because it's what the market wants.
Yeah. That's the thing. I just certain cars you probably go, yeah, fine. But it's a Mini. No. There is a market for a manual Mini.
Well,
I'm sorry.
like you say, there's certain cars you think, well, I mean, the Toyota Century we were just talking about. I mean, yeah, okay, there is no need for that to be a manual. But little Mini Cooper, how can that not be a manual? That's stupid. They shouldn't ever be doing it in an auto, really.
No, don't give people the option. Then the problem solved.
Yes,
but no, there we go. That's another thing taken away. Another avenue of pleasure closed off.
It's
see what you mean?
Yes, I know where that comes from.
Yep.
I think this is worrying. This sort of thing is very worrying.
Yes. Most annoying. That's annoyed the piss out of me.
Yeah, I thought it would. It did me too, because I thought I don't.
There's no point.
No, you're robbing it of its character, aren't you? I mean, the whole point of it.
No.
I don't know in that instance then why you would. I don't know any reason then why you would buy the petrol one. You might as well have the EV.
Yeah, you've taken that level of engagement out of it and spoilt it as a direct result.
So I would suggest, if you're in the market, a Mini have the EV. Because the petrol one's just going to annoy you.
Yeah. Oh well, just buy a second-hand one. Plenty of them. That'll do.
Oh, so they're not in short supply. That is very true.
No, they're not. Right, I would say let's move on to something that will be a lighter thing. But actually, I've got something. It's not a moan. This is maybe cross.
Okay. You're very angry these days.
No, this is well founded. This one. This isn't. This is heading into the world of two wheels. I'm afraid for a moment.
I'll have a drink.
Yeah, you have a drink, but
yeah.
While you probably won't give a toss about the setting, you'll understand why I'm cross. It was MotoGP at the weekend. It was the race in Catalonia. Fine. We don't need. Yep, we don't need to go into the nitty gritty. That's not for you to worry about or care about, as the case may be.
The case may be, yes.
However, I have got a massive criticism about the commercial rights holders, Dorna.
Right.
They are in charge of the television broadcast. So they film everything that's going on, and then obviously the TV providers around the globe, wherever you live, where we are, it's TNT Sport, previously BT Sport, who buy the rights to air it in the UK, but it's ultimately Dorna who feed the TV images of the race itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the beginning of the race, there was a nasty crash in turn 1, followed swiftly by a really nasty crash in turn 2.
Okay.
Clearly injured riders to be dealing with there. Not in
Right.
good state.
Okay.
And my thing that I got really cross about is that they replayed the crashes over and over and over while riders are still being attended to by doctors on the track.
Oh, that's not on.
No, while simultaneously cutting to their family members in the pit box.
Oh, no.
I mean, what is that about? That's tasteless beyond belief.
Yeah, no, that's not on. That's really not on.
No, it's just, I thought, you know what, they need criticising because that is not good at all.
No, that isn't good. I mean, I understand that they didn't have anything to show us such, but surely not that.
No, you don't need to show that at all. Fortunately, everyone is okay, you know, so that's the main thing out of it. We got a few.
Yes.
The worst off is we've got a bit of broken hand, a bit of broken foot situation, but everyone else has been tended to and is okay and all good. But that's not the point. We didn't know at the time.
No, quite.
No, it's just
that's not good. That's not good. So they need calling out on that.
Yeah, they really do. It's not the first time they've done it either.
Right. Was it just one particular broadcaster? Or?
No, that's the thing. It's because it's Dorna, the commercial rights holder. They're the ones who are.
Oh, they're controlling the feed.
They control the feed
right.
to all the broadcasters. It's not the broadcaster's fault. They get given the images to use.
Right. Okay. So it was everywhere.
Yeah, which is because TNT Sport, who air in the UK, were apologising for the footage that they were airing.
Oh dear, puts them in a somewhat awkward position, doesn't it?
That does, because they couldn't. What they can do is they could have obviously broadcast something different, but they obviously have to get cameras set up in order to go, right, well, let's have some pundits in pit lane or something like that, so that we're not showing that feed, but they have to broadcast something, and they got lumbered with the constant replays before they could switch to broadcasting something different.
Dear. That's not on. I mean, that's almost a broadcasting standards issue, I would suggest.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's not the first time they've done it, and
that's not good. That's
not good. No, and that's it. And even when all this is going on, they're going, "Oh, let's take some of the clips. Let's put them on our Facebook page." And go, "What on earth is this?"
No, that's
no, not amused.
No, that's not good. That's not good.
No. So yes, I just thought we have a forum for me to criticise that heavily. So
yeah, we do. Yeah, and rightly so. That's not on. That's not on.
No, cross about that. But yes, that's just a little observation and heavy criticism on my part.
Yeah, quite right too. Yeah. Quite right too. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's attempt to pull it back to something.
Something cheerful.
Something a little more up above. I would say a little bit more cheerful, but it annoyed me again. Well, I don't know if it annoyed me. I was just like, oh my god, I don't know if this is where you need to be going or not. But did you see the new BMW concept?
Yes, I did.
Now, what did you think of the new BMW concept?
Well, I'll be honest. The first thing that came to mind when I just saw the picture, before I even saw that it was a BMW, I thought somebody had unearthed the concept of the Fisker Karma.
Exactly that.
Yes.
That unmistakable front end. You go, oh,
Yeah.
That's a Fisker. Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought was, Fisker are quite in the news at the moment because they've got some new models and new funding and stuff going on. I thought, somebody's unearthed one of their original concepts. Look at that. And then I read a bit further and realised it's not. That's what it is. That front end is Fisker Karma.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you go, well, and such a difficult car brand. You've got to be so careful when you're pronouncing that.
Yes, you do. Very careful. Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's a child.
I have to say, it's better than their current production lineup.
It is. I mean, I suppose we should give them praise, and that's it. I'm still not convinced that I like it, but it's better than where they are at the moment.
That's where I am. I'm not convinced I like it, but it's better than what they're currently actually making.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It shows a bit of progress, and hopefully they're listening to every bit of criticism that they're getting at the moment.
Well, hopefully a return to a slightly more acceptable design language, yeah. Because I don't know what's going on with the current production lineup, but I thought it was, it's okay. I mean, yes, it looks like a Fisker, but
well done, you.
Yes,
you're going to stumble there.
No, all over that. But I mean, so many take with a pinch of salt now because they never appear.
No. I think it's going to. When something eventually emerges, it'll be hideous.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well built, but hideous.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. We have spoken about Volvo at great length. We
have. It's a brand we like.
But we've criticised their latest move. However, I'm not going back to the Volvo discussion. We've done that.
Yep, we did. Go and check it out.
Yeah. I would say go and look in episode number, but I can't remember what it is.
Week before last, wasn't it? Something like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds great to me.
Well, we covered it in 2 weeks because you covered it, and then when I suggested, there might be a glimmer if some of them appear on the used market.
That was it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to switch brand entirely, but it is on theme that Volkswagen have announced the new Passat.
Oh, have they? I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have said that the new one that's coming is estate only.
I've just found a picture of it. Now, that is interesting, isn't it? That is into the complete opposite, in fact, of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, and I'll be honest, people have criticised it. From what I've been reading, people have criticised it and said, oh, it's a bit bland.
It's, yes, but it's a Passat.
It's understated.
Yeah.
I think the stupid screens in the interior can piss off.
Is it electric?
No, but I think it's paving the way.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be.
I think it's a platform that will ultimately be both.
Interesting, it's estate only, though.
Yeah.
Because you do see a lot of saloons.
Yeah, you do. But what I thought we've moaned at Volvo. We very rarely praise VW, but I think they deserve something.
True. Yeah, no, that is a fair comment. That is good. I like that. It's because we don't want to see the death of the estate car. We like the estate car. And there's been precious few of them of late. So Interesting. It does, yeah. I mean, it's that or the MG5, isn't it? Really?
I mean, the MG5 will be cheaper.
It will. Cheaper to run as well.
But what they say,
No,
it's
I like that.
Well, they say it's a bit bland. I don't actually mind the styling. I thought it's
well,
quite
it
nice.
is. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not exciting, but it's not offensive.
I think,
but it's a Passat. It's not gonna. It's never gonna be exciting, is it? That's not the point. That's not what it's
really
built for.
interested to see how that does.
Yeah. Yes. That will be interesting.
It'll be a bit of a test for it, wouldn't it? We'll just go, right.
Is that going to be an indicator as to whether people still want estate cars?
Yep.
Or are they just not buying estate cars because nobody's making them, as we have on a number of occasions discussed?
So, I mean, VW in credit to them, they've got a range that does lots of things.
Yes.
Indeed.
Wide and varied. Yes.
They do have a load of SUV toss that we don't want.
They do.
To be honest.
Yep.
But they do. It's simple as that. We are not massive fan. We are not in the minority either when it comes to saying we're not massive fans of the ID range. But
no, we're not. No, that's quite a widely held opinion. Yeah.
But for instance, if you wanted a car that you go, well, I want a choice of hatchbacks. VW will sell you an Up, a Polo, a Golf, or an ID3 if you really want that. And they've still got, wow. That is just insane, isn't it? So you can still buy a saloon car from them because they've got the Arteon, the ID7.
I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got estate cars. You can get a Golf estate, you can get a Passat estate, and you can get Arteon shooting brake.
It's a good range. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a good range. Like you say, none of them are terribly exciting, but that's not really what they're for.
No, I mean, and I'll tell you what speaks volumes as well. Like, people do want fun little cars, and you couldn't get an Up GTI for love nor money.
No, you can't. No, that's right. Incredibly popular.
Yeah. So
or the E-Up, in fact.
Which love an E-Up.
Same thing. Yeah. He likes it too.
Yes. Yeah. So it's going to be.
I haven't got a door to shut anymore. You're going to have to get used to it.
It's fine. It's fine. But it's going to become a feature of the podcast.
I think we're much like that guy on the moped did.
Yeah.
But he's many miles away now. So unless he comes firing up here on a Thursday night.
No, just for old time's sake.
Yes.
But yeah, I think because I did a bit of research and went, I'm well up for that Passat. I think that's a really good move to go. Yeah, all right, let's make that estate only. But then that's when it led me on to their website and going, God, their range is actually quite full.
It's quite full. Now, that is good, isn't it? But Passat to be estate, I mean, they're sort of, are they ruling out a chunk of the fleet market there? Or is it that the fleet market's moved on to ID3s now? I suspect that's what's happened. The buyers that would have had the saloon are now buying the ID3.
Which, well, from where I work, that the evidence does suggest that.
Powered by the sun. Apparently. Allegedly, yes, even though that is utter nonsense. Yes, that's a really interesting move. And like you say, I'll be really interested to see how that does as estate only. There is still a market for an estate car. There is.
Yeah, of course there is. But it would be interesting if we get anything resembling a sort of sales figures anytime soon.
Well, there probably won't be for a while, will there?
No, probably not. No, because it is very much the new model.
Yeah, interesting.
You mentioned the E-Up.
I did.
One thing I'm going to be very intrigued about, and I am going to have to get him on. I know I've threatened to get him on lots and lots and lots, but I'm going to do a bit of. I'm sure he won't mind me giving him a reel. But Mr. Friend has bought a new vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And he has got a Seat Me Electric.
Interesting.
Yeah, just
very interesting. Okay.
short journeys, so
Yeah.
perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of inner
Oh, that's
city
really
sort
good.
of, yeah.
That's really good. I'll be really interested to know how he's getting on with that.
Yes. So yeah, watch this space because I'd really like to get his take on that. I mean, we need to go through a lot of his car history and a lot of his car stories because they're beyond belief sometimes.
I think we may be into a 2-part episode with that. I'm
Yes.
sensing. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
sensing.
That's it. There's going to be part 1, which is silly youthful boy, and then part 2, family man.
Yes. Well, we all our car history because
yes, that's a similar sort of.
No, I'm genuinely interested how he's getting on with that. That's a really interesting choice.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that because he there was the cryptic messages on Twitter of I'm off to go and get the new car, and he loves French cars. So I said, "Oh, what French car are you getting next?" And he came back very well done. I liked him, and no senor. I was like,
not French.
not good. French.
No.
And I am pleased to say that he sent me a picture of the door handle, and I guessed the car.
Oh, top marks. Very good. Very good. You deeply disturbed individual. Yes.
I was so pleased with that.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good that you guessed it from a door handle.
It's a sad little life, isn't it?
Superb. No, I think that's really good. That's really chosen an EV, and that one particularly is interesting. Yes, well done, sir.
That's it, because his commute is short and only involves him.
Well, it's perfect, then, isn't it? It's perfect.
On the odd occasion, you need to put some people in it. There are seats.
It will do that too. Yes, absolutely. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll be really interested to know how he gets on with that.
Yeah. Yes, and it's always nice that someone who's a car person gets something. It's
yeah.
It's always, I think the feedback will be all that bit more insightful and honest.
Well, and it's encouraging as well because there's so much rubbish out there about EVs. There's so much crap talked about EVs, and I'm not saying they're the solution for everything. I'm not saying they're perfect, but there is a lot of rubbish, absolute nonsense out there about EVs.
Yeah,
so
utter
drivel. So there's somebody who's a car person who's chosen an EV. Clearly somebody who's cut through all that and actually looked at some facts and said, yes, that could work for me. That makes sense. I think that's really encouraging that there are still people who are able to do that.
Well, that's it. It means that on a day-to-day basis, it's perfect. And then for longer journeys, he's got the oh my god, I'm stuck. I can't remember the real name of it. It's the one that autocorrect came through as sex tourist.
The Citroen.
Citroen C4 Space Tourer.
That's it. Space Tourer. Yes.
Not sex tourist, as
no,
his phone auto-corrected.
Yeah, exactly.
And I typing in his phone.
I kind of feel that's where we are at the moment. Not so much in terms of the cars, but in terms of infrastructure. In that, yes, an EV for local work makes absolute sense. Absolute sense. Like you've talked about, a used electric Mini and things for your commute. Perfect.
And as we've as I've discussed with him in other chats again, the money saving aspect will be just wonderful for him because he is an utter tight ass.
Perfect. Well, it has that advantage too. Yes.
Yes, he's already been wound up about that.
Yes, perfect for that. Yes.
But yes, leave that with me. I will see if I can grab him because that I'm very, very interested to hear about.
I am too. That'll be fascinating. Yeah, genuinely interested in how he gets on with that. Yes, well done, sir. Good choice.
Yes, I agree entirely. But yes, leave that with me. Watch this space, and we'll come back to that because we want to hear about the many, many treats in the Me Electric.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.